again has the knee, and that's kind of where we're at right now. So everybody else will get out and practice. Today will be like a Thursday practice, so like we do any season Thursday, and we'll get some good workout of our guys there, and we'll move around pretty quick on it. So, but again, all these situations that you work on Thursdays, you need to continue working on as we go forward. But anyways, for that time, George.
Let's go to Herbie. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. I had to look at the clock there if it was morning or afternoon. So good afternoon. I got to get the obvious out of the way. Reports are that you and Brett Veach have signed a 6-year contract extension. And if that is true, what does it mean to you that the Chiefs are committing to you for another 6 years coming off of a Super Bowl win?
Yeah, well, Herbie, you know how we do it here. I mean, we don't talk about contracts and all that, but I would tell you that I love it here. I appreciate the Hunt family, and I've mentioned that this is old news to you, I know, but I appreciate the Hunt family and all that they've done for me since I've been here. So, and our players and coaches. So I feel blessed that way. But that's it. That's as far as I'm gonna go with that. Yeah. I love it here. Yeah.
Let's go to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Coach, there's been some teasers about rings, and this is a little bit lighter off the field. I was curious what you, when you do get the Super Bowl ring, plan to do with it, as far as, like, I know some guys will wear it to weddings or NFL events. Just how do you plan to handle it?
Yeah, you wear it for special occasions, or if you want a free cheeseburger, you just point right there and show them that ring, and you might get one. But I've had a little bit of a sneak peek at a picture of one, so I kind of know what it looks like on a piece of paper. But I look forward to seeing it, just like we're all looking forward to see it. I mean, there's been such hard work that's gone into it. Clark Hunt, Tavia Hunt, the Hunt family have gone above and beyond with this, and Mark Donovan organizing this whole thing for the players in a crazy situation. It has done phenomenal. So, and his crew, I mean, they've done a great job. So we're all looking forward to this event.
Let's go to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Adam Young, I can't hear you.
Here we go. Hey, Andy, congratulations on the new contract. Not that it didn't before, but it certainly looks like you're going to be able to finish your career here. What does that mean to you, being where you are in your career now? And also just wanted to double check that Dan Kilgore is going to practice today. Yeah,
well, there's nothing done on the contract right this minute, but I mean, if it happens that way, I love that. Obviously, I love Kansas City, and the people. Our fans are phenomenal. Our ownership is phenomenal here. Clark does it the right way, and I've been blessed to be around Mark and Brett Veach and Rick Burke, all these people, Ted Cruz. I mean, these are all people that I knew before I got here, and it's a good situation. We're all willing to work. I mean, that's what I don't want to be lost in all that talk and stuff. But people are willing to work, and that's so important, I think, to the organization. If you're going to be a good organization for more than 1 year, you got to keep putting it in each year. What was the other part of that? I'm sorry.
Oh, just confirming that Daniel Kilgore is going to come back to practice today.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he'll be back today. Rick's got all the protocols that he has to go through and all that, so we'll see where he's at with this right now.
Let's go to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for the time as always.
Yeah, man.
I'm curious, now that, training camp's closed and the off season that you've had is over, is there anything that you've had this time around that you would keep for the future that you've done differently? Anything that's come along, or are you just going to get to April and want to go back to the way that things used to be?
Well, I learned how to use a Zoom, so throughout this whole period, we'll see. We'll see. I like to be in person with the person, so and the players as I'm doing that. So I kind of like the way the offseason was. I'm sure there's something we'll take out of it. Let's get through some of these games here, and we'll see how how well we like it. Yeah.
We've got time for a couple more guys. We're gonna go Nate Taylor and then Darren. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Andy. I know the contract hasn't been officially yet, but in terms of so many guys on the roster suggesting dynasty and wanting to achieve that, how valuable is it for you, Brett, Clark, and Mark Donovan to sort of be in place if you guys are able to achieve that in the future?
Yeah, sure. Continuity with players, Nate, and coaches is great. I mean, that's great. But the bottom line is everybody's got to work. And so all of the contracts, all the money aside from whomever, it doesn't matter, players or coaches, it doesn't matter. It's how you handle yourself in the sport and how you attack it. So that's where our primary focus has been throughout this, and we'll keep that rolling. That's something we can control.
Let's go to Darren Smith to close it out. Go ahead, Darren.
Thank you very much, Coach. And a couple of things. One, since you've seen the ring or seen the picture of it, how would you compare its design and everything compared to what you got in Green Bay? Can you just pull it out and show it to us while we're on the Zoom call? And second, more importantly, though, are there any regrets? I think someone mentioned about in person with us more or less, but are there any regrets that without having a preseason and the way training camp has been done, that that you wish we would have had, like maybe Patrick playing in the preseason and getting some hits before his first hit being next Thursday night?
I think well, first of all, the ring part, I look forward to seeing it. It's hard to tell on a piece of paper, but it sure looked nice. But I would tell you I like the preseason games. Whatever amount that you get, I think it's good really for the young guys. It's also good for the rhythm, for the coaches on the sideline and the players on the field, for the ones and the guys that are going to play in the game. I think just going through that routine is healthy. I'm not saying that you have to have 4 games or 3 games, or 2, but you'd like to at least have a dry run on it with that. We've tried to do that the best we can without having that opportunity, and we've got a couple dry runs over at the stadium there, and with the best we could in a lower key situation than a game.
Coach, we appreciate the time today. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Hang tight. We've got either Taco or Ricky Seals-Jones coming up next. Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Taco, how's it going?
How's it going? Good. How you doing?
I'm well. I was curious. So I know you've been to Dallas and Miami. Now you've found yourself in Kansas City. We had a chance to talk to Steve Spagnuolo, ask him about your pass rushing abilities, and he said, we see him as potentially a 3-down guy. So how has it been to just receive the confidence that you have from the coaching staff now that you're in Kansas City?
It feels good. I've been putting in a lot of work. There's a lot of things. They took a chance on me bringing me here. So, of course, I want to, prove everybody right. And, Frank, stood on the table for me. So I want to prove him right, too. So, I've been doing my part, working hard, and, trying to make sure I'm doing my best to help this team going forward.
Let's go to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Taco. Another thing Spag said yesterday, and actually some of the players said, was just the detail-oriented nature of his defense. What's the learning process been like since you guys since everything was virtual in the off-season? I understand you guys were still doing a lot of educational things, but just being hands-on on the field now in training camp, what's that process been like for you?
It's a lot better than the Zoom calls, of course. So it's been a lot easier for me to actually be in person now and getting to see him explain things live, and then walk through things live and be able to ask him questions back and forth and being more interactive. So it's definitely been a lot more helpful being here, learning the defense, than trying to learn a new defense like over Zoom calls and everything like that.
Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Taco, I know a lot of the rookies are missing out on getting to play in exhibition games, getting their first taste of that. How much is not getting to play in exhibition games in your first year in a system hurt you, or has it hurt you? Or do you feel like you're ready to go without having those reps in an actual game?
Yeah, I'm different than a rookie. I play. This is my 4th season, so I play NFL games. I know how it goes. I know. The little tricks of the trade per se. They really help me in this game. So I think I'll be fine. I mean, it'll be different. It'll be different, of course. Not having no warm up at all. But like I said, everybody's going through the same thing. So you just gotta adjust and play with it.
Looks like we've got 3 more. Let's go right down the line. Harold, Nate, and then Adam. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Taco. Hope you're doing well. Hey, my question to you, you mentioned this is your 4th season. How do you feel personally you have grown through this training camp as opposed to maybe other training camps? What have you learned differently? Have you learned something new that you may not have learned in the league before under the new coaching staff?
They just helped me grow. They're just pushing me, helping me along, trying to bring me along. They're happy for me. They're just, like I said, they just want me. They're happy I'm here, and they're, like I said, just pushing me to be better to help this team out. So I'm enjoying it. Like I said, every place I've been through is different. Every defense is different that I've played in. So I'm enjoying playing in this defense for sure. It's letting me attack, letting me be free, and letting me play the game. So I'm enjoying it a lot.
Let's go to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Taco, I'm interested to get your perspective on the guys who will receive their Super Bowl rings at some point this week. I know one of the reasons why you joined the team is obviously because you want to have success and maybe get back to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Just what's it going to be like for you, given what they achieved last year, to sort of watch them receive that sort of accomplishment?
Oh, I'm gonna love it just because being close to these guys. I love getting to see them. They've worked. So I see the work they put in to see them finally get that ring. But it makes me even hungry because I want one myself. So to be able to help them go back there and to run it back is something that it's going to push me and want seeing that's going to want me to help that even more.
Go to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Taco, just curious how you feel like camp went for you this year, whether you feel like you were able to show the Chiefs the true player you are, and also what ways has Frank been able to help you during camp?
Training camp was different with the off season and everything like that. So it took a little bit to adjust just because I had to learn a whole new defense with no really off season. So it took a little bit of adjustment, but I feel like after that, I picked everything up. I'll be able to show a lot more in games of what I'm capable of, more so in practice. I've tried to give me work, running to the ball, working hard, everything I'm doing, making plays. So I try to show it in practice, but I feel like in the game you can really see the true nature of how well somebody can do. So I'm excited definitely to get in the action and really show them what I'm capable of in the game action. And everybody's been helped. Frank of course is a big help towards me. He's a big help bringing me here, and then of course Frank's a big help helping me learn the defense and get things down and little keys here and there that help me help me out in the game. So everybody's been real helpful in helping me kind of get acclimated faster.
Taco, we appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you.
All right. right, guys, we'll get you Ricky Seals Jones up next. Ricky is coming up next here, guys. Hey, Ricky, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, well, we'll get started, and we'll start with Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Good afternoon, Ricky. I was curious. I know you missed the beginning of training camp, and I was just wondering how you're feeling physically and how that might have impacted some of the things that you were able to learn about Andy Reid's offense early on.
I feel good, even though I was out a couple of days, I was still in meetings, still just learning, watching film. So I don't feel like I got behind, I was just trying to, get back healthy and get back out there.
All right, Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Ricky, working under a guy like Travis Kelce, what have you tried to take it from him, learn from him throughout this training camp process?
His flow for the game, how he knows the whole playbook and how he can get other people open just by, him being out there. And that's a big thing. This offense is not just based on one player, and Trav knows how to, if the route's coming to him or away from him, he can do things to just, open up that window for another player, pick a guy or, and I just take that from him. He's a smooth player. You can never really just get your full hands on him. And I just try to, look at my game and try to take some of his game from him and put it in mine. And so, he's a great player. He's a great teammate, a big leader, helps us out any way he can. And that's all you can ask from him. Just come in every day and he gives his 110%, just like we are.
Danny Welniak. Go ahead, Danny.
Hey, Ricky. Hope all is well. Two-part question, kind of elaborating on that. What's it been like working with Patrick Mahomes and in this Legion of Zoom offense? And then also, how tough has it been to not have preseason games during this offseason and training camp period? Or have you actually kind of liked that?
To answer the first part, I love being here and working with Pat. He's a brilliant guy. And I feel like I'm a new guy because everybody else has been here that's playing right now. So it's good to, he brings me along, and if I have questions, he answers them and just, goes with the flow. And the second part, I don't know, I kind of miss preseason. Then I'm like, I don't. It kind of saves your body a little bit. So it's like that glass half full type of thing where, you want to play somebody and want to hit somebody new while you're in training camp, but at the same time, like, oh, I mean, you know, I get to save my body a little bit, you know. So it's just one of those where it's a weird year for 2020.
Go to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Ricky, just wondering, with the unusualness of the year between, you know, not having OTAs and no preseason games and a short camp, and I know you missed a week or so because of an injury, do you feel like you've been able to show the Chiefs the type of player you really are during this camp?
I think so. You know, just with the reps that I've been getting and just making them count. You know, balls coming my way, make the catch, you know, make a guy miss. So I feel like, you know, every time I'm out there, I'm like, hey, you know, you don't get many opportunities, so, you know, make this one count and just worry about the next. So, yeah, it's been difficult, you know, not coming in and, you know, having OTAs to get a jump on the playbook and kind of playing catch up. But, you know, it is what it is, and just got to hit the ground running.
Looks like we got a couple more. Let's go Nate and then Todd. Go ahead, Nate.
Eric, Taco just mentioned the idea of, you know, trying to learn everything on Zoom and then obviously applying it here at camp. Now that you've been able to do that, what has this offense sort of showed you that gives you real excitement about actually applying it and showing it on the field since there are no preseason games?
We go fast. We are. And I tell you, when we first started off, you know, it was a hard practice to me. And the guys were like, oh, like, this ain't nothing. And I'm like, you know, we probably ran like 150 plays. And they're like, oh, yeah, like, that's nothing. So I think just the speed of how we play and how we go, man, it's something that you can't really, like, tell someone, or, like, you just got to be here and see it and just once we get out there playing, because I don't think you can game plan for it. As fast as we go and how many plays we do, just like it's incredible how they do things here, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Let's go to Todd Lebo to close us out. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Ricky, we talked to you way back when you got signed and COVID stuff was just kind of getting in full swing. You guys have gone through an entire training camp now. How comfortable are you with all the protocols that are in place and with what you've seen actions from your teammates while they're in a way that football is going to happen? And maybe how has this kind of changed your life away from the practice facility? What have you been doing in your off time?
Just, you know, staying low, really, just staying safe. Because, you know, as we talk about as a team, you know, you're just not hurting yourself, you're hurting everybody else. And the big thing here, you know, everybody just follow protocol, you know, wear your mask when you're supposed to, and just staying safe, washing your hands. And, you know, I don't think we had any cases just in the facility. So that lets you know, everybody just doing what they should be doing. And so, you know, as far as outside of the club, just staying safe, you know, whenever if I like go somewhere, Walmart or some grab food, you know, wear a mask, pick it up, you know, head back home. So it's just the simple things that you have to do that you don't sometimes realize, but now that you have to, and you know, once you do that, it's good.
Ricky, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
All right, guys, that is it for today.